So I think I started this weight loss journey in November. I was 300 pounds. I waited to get on the scale because I knew I was over 300. So I waited like 3 or 4 days because I had like fasted or something so I could get the weight down to 299. Because mentally, I was like, bro, if I see 300 pounds on a scale, I'm probably just going to jump off of something. Like a pool, YouTube, like a pool. But yeah, I knew it was bad. And that's when I started. So the thing I did different this time is normally I just throw the kitchen sink at weight loss. I'm like, I'm eat only broccoli, just one singular broccoli, a 6 piece of one chicken, and that's it. And then like it'll work for 3 hours. Then by 6 p.m. I'm on DoorDash. Like, yo, what it do, big dog? Go ahead and double that dash for me real quick. So I didn't do that. So I did get with a coach. I actually got 2 coaches. And we just worked out a plan because I needed to know what the realistic timeline was. So I didn't get nagged out thinking that I should have results sooner than I should. Once we did that, we were just like unanimous across the board. It was like, hey, you are bigger than a whale. It is going to take you at least a year of consistency to get it right. And I was okay with that because I had been on YouTube at that point, kind of searching transformations. And the average was like 8 months, 6 months, a year, things like that. The next thing too, that just helped put the patience at the start. So the biggest thing there was like, hey, you just got to move. So like, I think the first couple weeks, I was just tracking I wasn't even really tracking. I was just swapping out some BS, but I was moving more. So I was doing like, the 10K steps a day. I was making sure I got my 10K steps every day. And the weight just started like slowly dropping. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, I think I'm gonna be fine. And what that progress did was it motivated me to keep going. I told myself like, hey, you're not gonna lose 50 pounds a week. You're not gonna lose 30 pounds in 2 weeks. Like, throw that away. And that was very important. The next thing is after I kind of got used to moving a little bit more and like just eating barely decent, it was navigating the holidays. Like, okay, Thanksgiving, I didn't go too crazy. I still ate like 3,000 calories, but like I had stalled for like 2 weeks because I kept finishing sweet potato pie. I didn't hate myself though. I didn't hate myself. That was another big thing. I had to really learn, or I'm still exercising, not feeling that cycle of, eat, regret, binge, repeat. So, just looking at it objectively, talking with my coaches like, hey, Thanksgiving come around. We're not saying don't be with your family. You just have to strategize for it. So, boom, did that. And then kind of, looking at the scale and seeing it not move, it forced me to be more objective. Like, hey, you're obviously not going to lose weight if the scale's not moving down. So whatever you're doing consistently has to change. So I used to be against weighing myself all the time because where I wanted wasn't what was real. So I kept negotiating with reality and the scale kept on telling me to my face. So that's another thing I would say. If you're going to weigh yourself, you have to do it from the perspective of, hey, I'm trying to see my data over a long period of time, not I'm about to hit the jackpot. So that was a big thing. Then the next phase for me was controlling my hunger. So I went for, I want to say from November to December, I dropped like 12 pounds. Like I seen it, dropped 12 pounds, took photos, also take pictures. I'm a big proponent of, I don't believe I lost anything ever, no matter what the scale says. So when I'm looking at the it's funny. As soon as I took the before and after pictures for like losing weight and I saw the small differences, when I looked in the mirror, that's when I noticed it too. And I was like, oh, if I don't take the pictures, my brain's not going to allow me to see the progress. So boom, the next part of this journey was controlling my eating habits, my relationship with food and hunger. Again, I'm not perfect. We're just talking about it. So we went into a 16-8 fast. Basically, it was, all right, you're going to eat whole foods. Obviously we know what good foods are. You're not going to worry about tracking right now, but you're only going to eat in an 8-hour window because I got to get my ghrelin and my ghrelin response under control to where my body's just not constantly making noise. So I kind of like that idea just because all the times I've done like a crazy, insane, stupid diet where anybody who knows me knows I did a 2-week juice fast. I dropped 30 pounds. I found all the dropped pounds later, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, so I did 16/8 fasting from February, and I still kind of do it now. Like I still I'm averaging between like 15 and 16 hours fasted, just because I'm like used to not eating now. So we did 16/8, and that's when I went from like I think I went from like the high to mid 280s all the way down to 275. So boom. And this is all without exercising. Like I stopped counting the calories, or no, I stopped tracking the meals, and I wasn't going to the gym. I was not going to the gym. I was just literally working on the diet. So that's when I realized, oh shoot, the food really will do the heavy lifting if you let it. And it was easier for my lifestyle too, just because like I'm usually busy throughout the day up until 12 anyways. And one of the big things I had to learn is how to get healthy food on the go, because my natural thing was always saying like, oh, well, I didn't make a meal, so I have to get fast food, and justifying it, and then hence where the 300 pounds came from. So from like February to, I want to say 3 weeks ago, I was a rotisserie chicken demon. I would go to Costco and get a rotisserie chicken. I'd go to Walmart and get a rotisserie chicken. And basically my protein source of the day would be the rotisserie chicken, blueberries, and some eggs. And I was doing that for like 4 or 5 weeks straight. And the crazy thing was I was super satiated, because anybody knows that hot rotisserie chicken is God's gift to mankind. And I would just eat the chicken, and I had to tell myself like, hey, when you're eating healthy and it's whole foods, you can eat, because the food will tell you to stop. I'm used to like, when I eat a large portion of fast food, I gotta have this pretend I'm not gonna finish all this food that I just ordered thing, where I'm like, hey, I know you ordered 6 burgers, but just eat 3 of them and then eat the other 3 tomorrow, knowing I'm gonna eat 6 today and then 12 more in 5 minutes. So I would literally try to eat the chicken and then be like, I've had enough. And it's all like, don't save room. This is me talking to me. Don't save room so you can go eat some junk. Just eat the chicken and get full off it. To the point where I was getting stuffed, like, holy shoot, I just ate half a rotisserie chicken, sometimes the whole thing. A bunch of blueberries, some Greek yogurt, and some eggs or whatever. It's the hard-boiled eggs. So I was eating that. I did that for like 4 or 5 weeks. And one of the biggest things I noticed was I was like, bro, I got way more energy after I eat. I feel good. The itis isn't there. Like I'm talking about, it felt like I ate 7,000 years worth of food, but I just felt way better. So that was an important part of my journey, because I just learned like how to navigate to where I don't have an excuse as to, oh, I couldn't get food. Because that'd be the main thing is, oh, I got busy, so I didn't meal prep, so I ate a bunch of BS because like I still gotta eat. Now I'm like, yo, I know how to get it on the go anywhere. There's always a grocery store selling a rotisserie chicken somewhere. I can always get frozen vegetables like peas and carrots. They're literally 98 cents a bag at Walmart. And then I get like the chicken bouillon at Walmart and just sprinkle it over it so it tastes good. And that would just be my meal. So I was like, cool. Now I had less anxiety about being on the go. So then I kind of stalled, which was good and bad. I think I've been in the I was at like mid 275, 274 from, I want to say March all the way up until April. So at that point, I was kind of like getting a little negged out, because I'm like, okay, I should be farther along. Like, I'm literally just eating chicken, blueberries, and yogurt. Like, I'm eating clean. Like, why is this not just... So this is where I had to finally stop negotiating with reality again. I started looking up stuff on YouTube, different fitness influencers, and like, it's like the algorithm knows what you need to do next, but I just scrolled past it because I'm like, algorithm's a hater. I kept seeing people talk about track your calories. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I just want to live my life. I want to eat what I eat, and I don't track my calories. I'll eat 4 hours a day before I track. And I was like, so finally, I just got down to a point where like I saw this one YouTube channel, and he just talked about like, yeah, you got to track your calories because then you know how to pull levers at different parts of your journey. And I was like, well, that just makes sense. Like, because I thought to myself, I was like, okay, you didn't gain any weight, which is good. That means at the very least, if nothing else changed, you know how to maintain the weight you just lost and it didn't mess you up psychologically. I was like, that's a huge win in itself. Secondly, I've created habits around weighing myself and collecting data and understanding like, hey, if you overeat one day, if you're consistent, it balances out because blah, blah, blah. So I was like, now I really want to make sure I'm consistently dropping it. So I then finally got around to tracking my calories because I said something's off if I'm stalling in weight. It can't just be my body's the special body where the thyroid. I was like, I'm not doing that excuse stuff no more. Shout out to you if you are. I don't really care. So when I tracked my calories and talked to one of my coaches, he was just all like, wait, you're eating the whole chicken? I was like, yeah. With the skin? And I was like, yeah. He was like, whoa. And I was like, huh? I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know. The skin has hella fat on it. So if you add the calories from the skin, the whole rotisserie chicken alone is like 2,200 calories. Now, if I only ate the chicken, that's it, I would have still been dropping weight. Once I started tracking, even though the other food I ate was healthy, it was just too much. Because I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm probably getting 2,400 calories from the chicken and the skin. Then I'm still eating yogurt. Then I was still eating like blueberries and like, what the hell else was I eating? Like eggs, like 3, 4, no, actually I was doing 4 or 5 eggs. Plus like another protein source. Like I was doing like the chicken franks, just the straight up chicken hot dogs, 140 calories each, or the turkey dogs. I was like, yeah, I'm just eating protein, like boom. I was not in a deficit. And I was like, oh, okay. This is making sense. And again, for the first time, I was getting feedback and not getting negged out because I was like, well, if I'm doing X, I just need to do Y to get something different. So then I said, okay, I'm going to track. And now that I have all these good habits that I know how to do without tracking, tracking should just enhance the experience. First week tracking, I was like, hey, I'm going to stick to 2,500 calories. I did have a binge day where I was just like emotional. But my problem was over the last like 4 months, I've just gotten over like eating chips and like a bunch of other stuff to binge eat because I don't get the same kick out of it. I usually would have a cheat meal with Taco Bell whenever I cheated, but I would just kind of be like, all right, bro, like this ain't, whatever. So I did have a binge where I got like these low carb pizzas. And after I added everything up, it was like 3,000 calories. But then after that, I was at 2,500 calories the rest of the week. So that week, my average literally when I tracked my calories was 2,497 calories. My weight didn't stall. I think it went up a pound or like it was pretty much right where it needed to be. So I was watching this one video of the dude. He was just all like, yeah, if your calories stall and you're doing everything right, drop the calories by 300. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to do that. So I dropped the calories to 2,100, which was this week. Also have a pretty even macro spread. So I still eat carbs. Like that's another thing. When you're tracking the macros, you realize you can actually eat food. It's insane. I eat rice every day. I eat beans. I make burgers. Well, pretty much beef at home, chicken. And I just season it to my liking. I like cookout food, so I kind of do it like that without obviously frying in the bad oils. So I did that, and this week was the first week I've weighed in at 271. So I think I started this week, obviously on Sunday. From Sunday to now, I'm already at 271. Yesterday was a rest day. I'm on a 6-day split at the gym. Yesterday was a rest day. I just kept my macros the way they're supposed to be. And then I woke up today and I was all like, oh shoot, this is the first time where like I wasn't terrified after resting, thinking I lost all my progress and all this other stuff. So now I'm like, cool, it's working. So I'm just gonna keep doing it. To wrap up that point, because I was like, I know it sounded like I was gonna keep going, but here we are. So what I've learned now is to just continue execution. My identity shift is I'm coming out of the hunter mode of hit goal, relax, take foot off the gas because I'm there. It's like now I'm moving into warrior operator where like I choose discipline and I operate a standard. The physique I want to get to is sub 15% and I want 15 to be my ceiling. That's the physique I want to get to. So I am building the habits now so that when I do arrive there, it's just the standard that I've been operating for so long already. Now my maintenance is nothing. Because at the end of the day, it's just easier, in my opinion, to maintain a lean body with abs than it is when you're already big. When you're big, I'm gonna say right now, I just eyeballed my food just like I eyeballed my weight. I didn't know I was getting fat because I would just be all like, I look all right. And I would make up this imaginary shape. Like, I got traps, I got lats. I got all of that plus this whale blubber. So I could never keep track of it. But I'm like, yeah, if I got abs one week and then the next week I don't, hey, something's dangerously off. Let me dial it right back and I can continue to use systems. So that's it. That's kind of been my journey so far as how I lost the weight without exercising, how I'm losing the weight now with tracking and exercising. And again, you don't need to do the 6 days. From what I hear, you can do 4 days a week in the gym. I'm an ex-athlete. I'm also like an overthinker. If I'm not constantly doing something to calm my brain down, I'm gonna overthink and spiral and get off course. So me going 6 days a week to the gym, it just keeps me on track. I have a pretty much dialed in split. And yeah, my macros plus the gym, now I'm just all like every day I'm excited because I'm like, I just need to lay one brick today and it's going to get me going forward. I'm obviously seeing the, progress, and yeah, I'm just going to continue the execution. I don't know what I'm going to title this video. I'll figure it out later, but thank y'all for watching. If you got this far, let me know recommendations for other videos. Put your recommendations in the comments. Follow me on other social medias. And with that, we're out.